Let's talk about AI in the music industry because it affects small artists like me. Well, not small, but you know what I mean. Small as in the sense of not having very many followers. I have only ever used a small amount of AI in one of my songs, in that I used a voice changer to turn my voice into a female's voice. You can hear the song playing behind now.
You play on my darkest fears, weaving into the deepest night. You sing to the shadows, you know you're making me die.
AI in the music industry, it's either getting out of hand or great, depending on who you listen to. I tend to think that it's a situation we have to watch because I don't think a lot of people can actually tell that some things are AI. If you think about the recent song I Run, which was an AI vocal, basically somebody sang into the microphone and changed it with an AI. And that song got absolutely lambasted, partly because it became very popular and people were like, oh, this is a great song. And I don't think actually people can tell often when music is AI. And I think that's the main problem with AI. It's not so much people can create with AI, it's when they're hiding it. So I effectively did the same as them. This is the only track I've ever used AI on, by the way. Nobody had a problem with mine because nobody heard it really. It's not been that popular. But again, going back to the problem with AI, I think it's when people are trying to hide that it is AI. So I put on my YouTube that this song contains me singing converted into a female vocal. I'd just like to underline that none of my other songs have done this. I haven't used AI. Oh, well, okay, maybe I've used AI in the mastering process, which is really just a start point on when you are finalizing the sound of a track. There's nothing creative going on. It's just trying to work out the dynamics of the track before it's finalized into a WAV file or an MP3 or whatever. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the creative misuse of AI and when people aren't labeling it as such. And just to further underline, songs like Rise, Emergency, and Euphoria were all sung by my daughter, Isabella. So definitely not AI. None of them are AI, apart from Shadows. And I wrote all of the music and the lyrics and sang the melody to Shadows and then just converted it to a female voice. So I still don't even know whether that's a good or a bad thing for Shadows. At that point, I couldn't afford to pay a singer. And I was experimenting with the new technology. So if you think it's a crap song because I changed my voice to a woman's, it seemed to fit the way the lyrics were working with that one. If you listen to the lyrics, it's better sung, I think, from a female perspective, and I didn't have access to a female singer at that point. And Isabella's too young, really, I think, to really get the nuances of that life experience that I was trying to convey, if you see what I mean. So anyway, the whole process has made me sort of rethink what it is that people are complaining about with AI. And I think it's because people like music because they have a connection to it. And you can't go and see an AI artist in concert. At a gig, you can't interact with them. So all of these artists who are AI, I don't know whether their labels are pretending to be real people and answering comments or whatever, but I make a massive effort to answer every single comment that I can on all of my social media. And I think that's really important. And I think, as a fan of other people's music, when I do that to other people, I think it's fantastic when they reply. Especially when Tiesto gave me 3 fire emojis for one of my songs. Apart from that, I just think that the entire process of interaction with real people, real artists like me, is really, really important to people. Where it breaks down is when you see a video that's fully AI generated with fully AI generated music, you think the person's real, you think the music's real, you think the lyrics are real, and every part of it has been generated by AI. I think we have to be realistic about this because a lot of people can't tell the difference. A lot of people don't care. And that's the thing that really, really bothers me. If people just don't care that music is AI, like fully generated by AI, then the fuck's the point of somebody like me trying to hone my craft over years, pour my heart out. It takes weeks and weeks of work to get a single out. I'm not complaining about that. I absolutely love it. But, where people don't appreciate the work that's behind something and just assume that everything can be generated by some keystrokes, then I just don't understand the point of that. Fine if you want to do that. And it seems like some of the big streamers and some of the big labels are going a way that I really don't like, which is entire channels dedicated to AI music. What the fuck's that about? I mean, I can't imagine myself listening to that. But if that's your thing, fine, just don't want to be any part of it. Anyway, just to conclude this long and rambling diatribe, I'm not going to be making any more songs that convert my voice into a female voice, other than if it's useful to make a pilot to then send to a real singer. My latest single, Get Used to It, is something that I sang the pilot vocal to, and I sent it to a session musician, a session singer, and he sang the vocal and sent it back to me. And I've incorporated that into the track, which I'm extremely pleased with. And it's a fantastic way to do business, and it's a fantastic way to express the lyric and melody and the music and the songwriting that I have, but sung by somebody else. And I think that's just where I'm going to go from now. I mean, I've certainly done that with Isabella for the songs that she's sung, and it just doesn't make any sense to me anyway, to be using any kind of AI going forwards.
These are the words I tell myself. These are the lies I tell myself. They're mine, all mine. You can have them, you don't own them. These are the words I tell myself. They're my truth, so get used to it.